Okay, in the name of Allah, we're gonna start. May Allah protect Saudi Arabia and all Islamic countries from any dangers. Why we study science grade 2?
Because the science of today is the technology of tomorrow.
Amazing. Thank you so much, grade 2. So the science of today is the technology of tomorrow. Please, grade 2, follow our online class rules. Be prepared on the time. Raise your hand to respond and to ask any questions. Close your camera, close your mic, and no one write on the chat. Okay, let's start. Who can tell me how is the weather today? Yes, Saud. Tell me, Saud, how is the weather today? Saud.
Snowing.
Today is snowing. Can you see the snow today? Today is snowing. But how is it? How do you say it?
It's cold.
Yeah, it's very cold. Which is cold? The rain or the temperature or the wind?
It's very cold.
Yeah, which is cold? When we say it's very cold, now we describe the rain or the temperature or the wind.
And the wind.
The wind is cold or the temperature?
Temperature.
Yeah, the temperature. Thank you so much, Saud.
You're welcome.
Okay, Omar Adel, tell me, Omar, how is the weather today, Omar? Omar Adel.
Yes.
Yes, Omar, tell me, how is the weather today?
Teacher.
How
It's
is
cold.
the weather? Yeah, it's cold. Is it sunny or cloudy?
Sunny.
Yeah, today is sunny. Thank you so much, Omar. Okay, thank you so much, Omar. Okay, so let's start grade 2 in our lesson. It's about the weather, okay? We know in this lesson or in the last period why we talk about the weather or why the weather are important for us, because the weather affects number 1 on what you wear, and number 2, who can tell me number 2 what? Can you tell me, Majid? Majid, are you here or absent? Okay, Mishari. Mishari?
Yes, teacher.
Yes, Mishari. Tell me, Mishari, the weather affects number 1 on what you wear, and number 2 on what activities you can do, okay? In the sunny weather, what you wear, Mishari, in the sunny weather?
Swim.
Yeah, you can swim, and also you can make what, or you can wear what?
I can go eat.
Yeah, you can eat an ice cream.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can eat an ice cream on the sunny weather. Thank you so much, Mishari.
Welcome.
Okay, so we know that the weather changes from day to day. Not all the day the weather the same, no, but it changes from day to day. And we can describe the weather, number 1, by the temperature. Number 2, by the precipitation. And number 3, by the wind. Can you tell me again, Amr, how we can describe the weather? Hi, Yusuf. Don't write on the chat, Yusuf. Yes, Amr, how we can describe the weather? By? Yeah, number 1.
Number 1.
Yeah, tell me number 1 by the read Amr. Temperature by the
Temperature.
yeah, and number 2 by the
Number 2.
yeah, precipitation.
Precipitation.
Yeah, number 3 wind. Number 3 focus with me, Amr. Okay, focus with me, okay? Okay, and we know in the last period what is the temperature. Temperature tell us how hot or cold something is. Yes, Subhi? The temperature tell us how hot or cold something.
Yes, teacher.
Tell me, Subhi, what about the temperature or what is the temperature?
Hot.
Tell us how hot or
Cold.
yes, the something is amazing. Subhi, thank you so much. Yes, Ali. And we have a tool we can use to measure this temperature. This is called what? The tool used to measure the temperature is called what, Ali?
Thermometer.
Amazing, Ali. It's called thermometer. It's called thermometer. Thank you so much, Ali. Please close your mic. And we know that the people can use the thermometer to measure the temperature. And the thermometer tell us how about or what is the temperature. If the temperature 21 degrees Celsius or 70 Fahrenheit, it is warm. But if it is 5 degrees Celsius or 40 Fahrenheit, it is cold. So we have two ways to describe the temperature or to measure the temperature. We have how many ways, Sultan Naif, to measure the temperature? Yes, Sultan Naif? Yes, Saqar?
Yes, teacher.
Tell me, Saqar, how many ways we can measure the temperature?
Two.
2 degrees, number degree.
Delicious. Delicious.
Yeah, degrees Celsius. Degrees Celsius. Yeah, and Fahrenheit, degrees Fahrenheit. Thank you so much, Saqar. Amazing. Okay, and number 2, we can describe the weather by the precipitation. What is the precipitation? Precipitation is water that falls to the earth from the clouds. Is the water that falls to the earth from the clouds. From the clouds. Can you tell me, Muhammad Al-Muhani, about the precipitation?
The water,
Yeah, it's the water that yeah, that falls to the earth. That falls to the earth
the clouds.
from the clouds. Amazing, Muhammad. Thank you so much, Muhammad. And we have 4 types of the precipitation. We have 4 types of the precipitation. Yahya, Omar, Yusuf. No one write on the chat grade 2, okay? The last warning. So, Yahya Hussein. Okay, how or what the types of the precipitation? Number 1, rain. Number 2, sleet. Number 3, hail. And number 4, snow. Okay? Who can tell me again about the types of the precipitation? Can you tell me, Abdurrahman? Abdurrahman? Yes, tell me about the types of the precipitation. Number 1?
Rain.
Yeah, number 2?
No.
Again. Rain.
Hail. Snow.
Hail, sleet.
Snow.
Yeah, rain, sleet, hail, and snow. Thank you so much, Abdurrahman. Amazing boy. Okay. And we know how we can measure the precipitation. We can measure the precipitation by different ways. Number 1, how we can measure the rain grade 2? The rain can be measured by the rain gauge. By the rain gauge. By the rain gauge. Can you tell me, Zaid, how we can measure the rain? Yes, Zaid?
With the rain gauge.
Amazing, Zaid. Thank you so much, Zaid. Yes, Kusai? And how we can measure the snow, Kusai? By the ruler. By the... Yes, Kusai? Okay, Qusay is absent. Sultan Salah. Sultan Salah.
Yes.
Yes, Sultan. Tell me, Sultan, how we can measure the snow? We can measure the snow by the rain gauge. Sultan. Okay, Muhammad Abdul Muhsin.
Teacher, do you say my name? My name is Iman Said.
No, Sulaiman. Wait, honey. Wait, honey. Muhammad Abdul Muhsin. Absent.
Teacher, I am Sultan Salah.
Yes, Sultan. Answer me. We can measure the snow by the rain gauge.
No.
No, but we can measure it by the
Ruler.
by the ruler. Amazing, Sultan. Close your mic, Saud. Yeah, by the ruler. Thank you so much, Sultan. Okay, so we know what about the temperature and what about the precipitation. The third factors or the third thing we must talk about if we talk about the weather, it is the wind. What is wind? What is wind, grade 2? Look, grade 2, on the air we have hot air and cold air. We have hot and cold air, okay? When the hot and cold air are moving, they cause the wind. When the cold air and warm air or hot air, okay, are moving on the earth, so the wind, okay, so the difference between hot and cold air cause the air to move and cause the wind, and cause the wind, and cause the wind. Or we can say the interaction between the hot and cold air cause the wind. So what is the wind? The difference between hot and cold air cause the wind. The difference between hot and cold air cause the wind. So the wind is moving air. The wind is moving air. Again, grade 2, listen to me. What is the wind? The difference between hot and cold air causes the wind. Saud, don't write on the chat. The next time I will kick you, okay? Or anyone write on the chat. So the difference between hot and cold, hot or warm, and cold air causes the wind, causes the wind. So the wind, it is moving air. The wind is moving air. The wind is moving air, grade 2. So who can tell me again about the wind? Yes, Osama Khalid?
Yes, teacher.
Osama, tell me what is the wind?
Moving air.
Amazing, Osama. It's moving air. And the difference between hot and
Warm.
cold air, hot like what? Hot and cold air cause the wind. It's cause the air to move, and when the air moves, causes the wind. Yes, Osama? So can you tell me again the difference between hot and
Cold.
and cold air? Cause the air to move. Cause the air to
Move.
yeah, and when the air moving, it is the
Wind.
amazing, Osama. Thank you so much, Osama. So when the difference between hot and cold air, we have hot and cold air, okay? The difference between this hot and cold air causes the air to move. And when the air moves, it is the wind. When the air moves, it is the wind. When the air moves, it is the wind, grade 2. So who can tell me again what is the wind? Yes,
Yes, teacher.
يحيى مؤيد. يحيى.
Yes, teacher.
So Yahya, the difference between hot and cold air causes what?
Air.
Yeah.
Well, the difference between hot and cold air.
Yeah, causes what?
Because it's what warm.
Yeah. Yahya, the hot and cold air, the difference between the hot and cold air causes the air to move or causes the air moving, okay? When the air moves, it is the...
Sun.
No, when the air moves. When the air moves, it is the wind. When the air moves, it is the wind. So wind, Yahya, is moving air. Wind is...
Moving air.
Yeah, amazing, Yahya. One more time. Wind is moving
Air.
Yeah, wind is moving air. Thank you so much, Yahya. So wind is moving air, Gret. Wind is moving air. Yes, Malik. Wind is...
Teacher.
Yes, Malik. Wind is moving...
Air.
Amazing, Malik. One more time. Wind is... moving air. Wind is... Where are you, Malik? So wind is moving air. Wind is...
Wind is move air.
moving air. Thank you so much, Malik. Amazing. Okay, but now how we can measure the wind? We know that we can measure the temperature by the thermometer. We can measure the rain by the rain gauge. We can measure the snow by the ruler. But how we can measure the wind, Gret, too? Number one, we have different ways or two ways to measure the wind. Okay, we have two ways to measure the wind. Number one, we can use this wind sock. This wind sock. This wind sock. Look at this picture. This is called wind sock. Wind sock. Wind sock. What about this wind sock? Look at this picture. When this wind sock moves gently, it is a light wind. It is a light wind. But when this wind sock blows out straight, it is a strong wind. It is a strong wind. So we can measure the wind by this windsock. We can measure the wind by this windsock. So when this windsock R or is moves gently, it is a light wind. But when it is blows out straight, it is a strong wind. It is a strong wind. So look here. How strong is the wind in this photograph or in this picture? Number one, who can tell me what about this picture? Is it a light or strong wind? Yes, Yahya Hussein. Is it a light or a strong wind? Yahya Hussein?
Yes, teacher.
Yes, Yahya, look at this picture and tell me, is it a light or strong wind in picture number one?
Strong.
Number one. Here, this one. Look at it.
Light.
It is a light, yeah, it is a light one. Look, Yahya, this windsock, it is moves gently or blows out straight or moves gently.
Move.
Yes, move gently. So it is a light or a strong wind?
Light.
Amazing, Yahya. Thank you so much, Yahya. And what about picture number two? Yes, Jasser. Picture number two, Jasser.
Teacher.
Yes, Jasser. Look here, Jasser. What about this picture? How strong is the wind? Is it strong or light?
Strong.
How you know it's strong? Yeah, your answer is correct, but how you know? Look at this windsock. It's called wind.
So,
Yeah, this windsock is moves gently or blows out straight. It blows out straight. It.
blow out straight.
Thank you so much, Jasper. Amazing. Thanks. So what are the different ways we can measure the wind, grade 2? We have two ways. Number one, by this windsock. By this windsock. If this windsock moves gently, like this one, like picture number one, it is a light wind. But if this windsock blows out straight, like this, blows out straight, blows out straight, it is a strong wind. It is a strong wind. Okay? And number two, how we can measure this wind, or how we can measure the wind. We can use a tool, it's called anemometer. It's called anemometer. It's like thermometer. It's called anemometer. What about this anemometer? Look, this anemometer have cups. Okay, it have cups. And this cups spin. Okay? If these cups are spin faster, it is a strong wind. But if this cups is spin slowly, it is a light wind. Okay, grade 2. So again, number 2, how we can measure the wind? By anemometer. By anemometer. Number 2, it's called anemometer. I want you to repeat after me. Anemometer. What about this anemometer? This anemometer have a cups. Okay, this anemometer have a cups. If these cups, look, this is the cups. I can't catch it. Oh, okay. This cups, if it spin faster, so it is a strong wind. It is a strong wind. But if these cups spin slower or slowly, it is a light wind. It is a light wind. So who can tell me the second way we can measure the wind? By the, yes, Agab? Agab?
Yes, teacher.
So tell me, Agab, how we can measure the wind the second way? By this tool is called? Yes, Agab? Anemometer. It's called?
Anemometer.
Yes, one more time, Agab. Anemometer.
Anemometer.
Yes, anemometer. Thank you so much, Agab. This is the anemometer. Yes, Nasser?
Teacher, I know.
What's your name?
Omar Adil.
Yes, teacher.
Yes, Omar, but you answer. Wait, honey. Yes, Nasser. So, Nasser,
Yes.
we can measure the wind by the anemometer. By the
Anemometer.
anemometer. One more time, Nasser. Anemometer. Yes, anemometer, okay?
Okay.
Thank you so much, Nasser. Yes, Naif. Naif? Okay, Jabir? Okay, Abdullah Muhammad Sayed? Abdullah Muhammad Sayed. Yes, Abdullah. So tell me, Abdullah, we can measure the wind by the number 2, by the?
Anemometer.
No, I want Abdullah Muhammad Sayed. Yes, anemometer. Look, Abdullah, how we know the, how we can, yeah, can you see the picture? Yeah, look here. This anemometer, how we know the speed of the wind? If this anemometer have what?
If this anemometer have these cups,
Yeah.
if they spin faster,
The wind?
the wind will be stronger. If it will
Amazing.
be slower, it will be light.
Light. Light. Thank you so much. Amazing, Abdullah. You are super. Thank you so much, Abdullah. So, grade 2, we can measure the wind by two ways. We can measure the wind, number 1, by this windsock, and number 2, by the anemometer. But if we measure the wind by the windsock, just we can know the wind direction. Okay? The wind direction to the north or to the west, just the direction, okay? So it is not accurate like the anemometer. So the scientists use this anemometer. To know what about the wind speed. Is it strong wind or it is a light wind? Okay, grade 2. So we have two ways to measure the wind. I want someone again to tell me. Yes, Turkey? Turkey?
Yes. Yes,
So how we can measure the wind, Turkey? Number 1, by the wind sock. Wind
Sock.
Amazing, Turkey. Number 2, by the anemometer. Thank you, Turkey. Amazing, Turkey. Thank you so much. Yes, Basil? Basil. Okay. Sultan Bashir. Sulaiman.
Yes, teacher. Me Sultan Bashir.
Yes, Sultan. Okay, answer me, Sultan. So wait, honey. Wait, Sulaiman. After Sultan. Okay, so Sultan. So how we can measure the wind? By the wind. So by the wind. Yes, Sultan. Repeat after me. Wind sock. Wind. Sultan.
What?
Wind sock. Repeat after me. How we can measure the wind? By wind sock. By
One sock.
Yeah, wind sock and anemometer and
Millimeter.
anemometer and anemometer.
Millimeter.
Thank you so much, Sultan. Anemometer. Okay, yes, Sulaiman. By the wind sock, Sulaiman, we can know the wind. Yeah, the wind direction, the wind. Sulaiman. Direction, the wind. Direction, but the anemometer, we can know the wind speed. The wind.
Wind speed.
Yeah, the wind speed. Thank you so much, Sulaiman. So, grade 2, how we can measure the temperature or how we can measure the weather by 3 ways. Number 1, by the temperature. And we can measure the temperature by the thermometer. We can measure the wind by the windsock and by the anemometer. We can measure the precipitation by the snow. If we measure the snow or the snow is type of the precipitation, we can measure it by the ruler, or we can measure the rain by the rain gauge. So what we learned in this lesson, we know that the weather changes from day to day, and we can describe the weather. The rain, snow, hail, and sleet are forms of the precipitation. Wind, rain, snow, and temperature can be measured. How? Anemometer, windsock for the wind. Thermometers for the temperature. Rain gauge for the rain. And rulers for the snow. All of these are tools that measure the weather. Okay, who can help me to write the new vocab for today? Yes, Hamad. So today we know how we measure the wind. Number one, by
The teacher.
yes, Hamad. We can measure the wind by the wind.
Windsock.
Amazing. Hamad, help me to write windsock. And you can write with me, all of you, grade 2 in your notebook. Windsock. So wind, S.
S-O.
Yeah.
C-K.
Amazing. Hamad. And number 2, we can measure it by the anemometer.
Anemometer.
Yeah, O.
M-O-M-O-N-M.
Yeah, thermometer. T. Yeah, T-E, and the last letter R. Thank you so much, Hamad. Okay, please write this word in your notebook. Grade 2, quickly.
I heard that.
What's your name? Amr. Okay, thank you, Amr. Yes, Amr. I know your voice. Thank you so much, Amr.
I write it.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, let's play together. Where are you, Salim?
Shall I finish?
Okay, thank you, Yahya. Yes. Salim?
Yes. Yes.
Now we can match the correct picture with the correct word, okay? Number 1, oh, what? I'm sorry. So again, what I do? Okay. Okay, again. Number 1, Salim. Yeah, look at this picture. Do you know this tool? It is this one. It is an thermometer or anemometer.
Thermometer.
Yeah, it is a thermometer, amazing. And this thermometer measure what? It measures the temperature or the wind?
Wind.
We can measure the wind by the thermometer. This thermometer, like the thermometer used for the coronavirus.
No.
Yes.
No.
Wind or temperature? Quickly, Salim. Wind or temperature? Yeah. Wind or temperature? Quickly, Salim, please. Temperature. Yeah, amazing, Salim. Thank you so much, Salim. Yes, Muhammad Fahad. Yes, Muhammad. So tell me, Muhammad, about this tool. It is an anemometer or thermometer? This one. This one. Yes. Yeah, anemometer. It is anemometer. Amazing, Muhammad. This anemometer measure the wind or measure the snow? Wind or snow? Amazing, Muhammad. Excellent. Good boy. Thank you so much, Muhammad. Yes, Abdulaziz Assam.
Yes, teacher.
How about this ruler? We can use this ruler to measure what? The snow or the wind. Amazing, the snow. Thank you so much, Abdulaziz. Good boy and faster. Yes, Muhammad Riyad.
I love you, teacher.
I love you more, Abdulaziz. Thank you so much. Muhammad Riyad. Absent. Muhammad Hilal.
Yes, teacher.
Are you Muhammad Hilal or Muhammad Riyad?
Teacher, I'm Muhammad Hilal.
Okay, so after Muhammad Riyad. Wait, honey. Yes, Muhammad Riyad? Tell me, Muhammad Riyad, about this tool. It is a windsock or thermometer. This one, Muhammad Riyad, this one, it is a windsock or thermometer. Muhammad, raise your voice. Okay, Muhammad Hilal.
Yes, teacher.
Yes, Muhammad Hilal. Muhammad Hilal, this is a windsock, a windsock or
Yes, socks.
who answered me? Who answered me?
Saud.
Saud, close your mic. And the last warning for you, Saud. Muhammad Riyad. Okay, so Muhammad Riyad and then Muhammad Hilal. I'm so sorry, Muhammad Hilal. Muhammad Riyad, I can't hear your voice. Raise your voice.
Winter.
This is the windsock. This windsock used to measure the wind or the rain? The wind. Thank you, Muhammad. Raise your voice, Muhammad. Thank you so much. Yes, Muhammad Hilal?
Yes.
Yes. And what about the rain? How we can measure the rain? By the...
Rain widget.
How we can measure the rain? By the rain?
Rain widget.
Rain gauge. By the rain?
Gauge.
Amazing, Muhammad. One more time. By the rain?
Gauge.
By the rain gauge. Wow, great. You have found the solution and you do a great job. Thank you so much, grade 2. Okay. Now the time for the evaluation. Okay. Yes, Abdullah Muhammad Qasim.
Yes, teacher.
Yes, Abdullah. Number 1, Abdullah, the difference between hot and cold air. Cause the air to move and it is making what? It is making the windsock or the wind? When the air moves, it is, yeah, the wind. Number 1, the wind. Thank you so much, Muhammad. Amazing, Muhammad. Abdullah, sorry, amazing, Abdullah. Yes, Yusuf Rafa.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Yusuf Rafa.
Yes, teacher.
Yusuf, you can use what to measure the direction of the wind? You can use a windsock or an anemometer. The direction of the wind. Yes, the windsock. Amazing, Yusuf. Thank you so much.
Welcome.
Omar Al-Fifi. Omar? Omar Al-Fifi. Okay.
Okay, teacher. What?
Yes, Omar. Okay, this tool, the windsock, also shows how what the wind is blowing. How? And a moment or how strong the wind is blowing.
It's strong.
Yeah, how? Are you Amr Fifi or Amr? Okay, Amr. Thank you, Amr. But if I call your name, you can answer. Thank you so much, Amr. Yes, Amr Fifi?
Yes, teacher.
Yes, so Amr, this tool, the windsock, show how strong the wind is blowing. So you can answer number 4, Amr Fifi. People can use what? People can use what and what to measure the speed of the wind. Yeah, people, windsock or anemometer. Yes, anemometer. They can use anemometer. They can use anemometer. Thank you so much, Omar Al-Fifi. Yes, Abdullah Al-Hakami. Abdullah Hakami.
Teacher.
Okay. So Abdullah, tell me again the difference between the hot and cold air. Cause the air to move. When the air moves, it's making the when the air moves, making the wind or the rain? When the air moves. The wind making the wind or the rain? Abdullah, listen to me. When the air move, okay, it's making the wind or the rain?
Wind.
Yeah, the wind. Amazing. Thank you so much. Omar Saeed, quickly please, grade 2.
Yes, teacher.
Yes, Omar. So tell me, Omar, how we can measure the wind? By number 1.
What?
How we can measure the wind?
Teacher, echo. There is echo.
Yeah, I don't know that. So close your mic and sit in a quiet place. Close your mic now. Sorry, Omar. Omar, change your place. Okay, Marzu? Yes, Marzu?
Teacher.
Tell me, Marzu, how we can measure the wind?
What?
How we can measure the wind? By the wind. Soak. Number 1 is called wind soak. It's called wind. Yeah, wind soak. Wind. Thank you so much, Marzu. Yes, Hatem. Thank you so much. Yes, Hatem. I love you more. Yes, Hatem. Quickly, please, grade 2. Yes, Hatem. Yes, Hatem. We can measure the wind. Number 1 by the wind soak, and number 2 by the?
Number 2.
Yeah. Anemometer. Number 2 by the?
Anemometer.
Yeah, anemometer. Yeah, I say knife in the when I start the period. So anemometer by the anemometer. Okay. Thank you so much, grade 2. My period's finished, and you have another.
Teacher, bye.
Yes, now,
Bye, teacher.
how we can measure the wind?
Bye, teacher.
Grade 2, close your mouth. Listen to knife. Yes, knife. How we can measure the wind?
Bye. Bye.
By the anemometer, knife. By the knife. By the anemometer, okay?
Yes, teacher.
How we can measure the wind, knife? By the anemometer. By the anemometer. Thank you so much, grade 2. Please leave the meeting, okay?
Bye.
Bye. Leave the meeting. Quickly leave the meeting. What?
Teacher, I love handling.
Inshallah on tomorrow, inshallah.
Okay.
So now leave the meeting, okay?
Teacher, I love you. Bye.
I love you more. Thank you so much. Close your mic. Leave the meeting, sir.